Hey Andrew, want to go through this workout real quick with you. This is slowed down. I want you to watch these feet right here. So you're about to descend here in this video. Set up your stance. Everything's looking good, by the way. Better and better each time. Watch these feet as you descend. Any minute now. Probably this is gonna happen. Watch that. See those toes rise up? Just a little bit. It's very subtle. It's more obvious with this foot, but let's see if I can bring that up. Boom, boom. Same thing. You're going to go descend. Watch this foot. See those toes come up as you descend? All right, so what that is you pushing your hips back a little too much before your knees get to come forward. And you get to see that here as well, right? You watch this. The hips are going to go back a lot more, a lot earlier than the knees are going to come forward commensurately, right? So what that's causing, this is why I'm getting into this, see the hips go back, now the knees start coming forward. So what that's causing is this. Watch this bar. What we want is for it to go right up in a nice straight line. Watch what happens. Boom. Way forward. Way forward. That's like a, 3 to 5 inch displacement right there. And it's because when you landed into the bottom, you were way on your heels. Systems like the barbell lifter system have a tendency to correct for being over their balance point. So if you land way backward, it's just the system itself is gonna try to correct and come a little more forward to compensate. Problem is that there's a whole lot of other stuff going on, and the system is not very good at self-correction, right? So it's going to overdo it. You're probably a little on your toes here as you're coming up, and it's going to really, really strain this moment right here. It's making these squats feel a lot harder. So what I'd like you to do is at the beginning of these squats, right about, right here, when you're just about to start out, take your stance. Find yourself on your toes, so put your weight on your toes, then put your weight on your heels, okay? Then go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you find that very middle point between the two. I want you to focus on descending straight over that middle point. It will feel like you're descending on your toes if you do this right, okay? You won't be. I won't see your toes. I won't see you come up on your toes. I won't see your heels leave the floor or anything. But it will feel like that to you, okay? If you can do that, I promise you that at the bottom, you will not get this big push forward, and you'll be able to control your ascent a lot better. The only other piece, and I have some pictures for this, the only other piece I want to dig into here is this chin angle. So your eyes are down here, and actually this chin angle would be very acceptable, but we kind of adjust it as we go. See how that opened up right there? Let's see here. I have chin correct. This right here, this is what we're looking for. We want the chin and the chest to be really close together, but also keeping the chest up really tall, right? You can almost think like you're driving your shoulder blades back into the bar while your chin's sort of tucked into your chest, okay? That's the look you want. And let's try and get that next time. All right, and bench press time. Got all the reps. That's always cool. Do. Okay. So, two things here. Number one, before you unrack, I would like you to take of course, thumbs around grip. You ended up adjusting that. But you need to take that grip beforehand and take a death grip. Grip that thing as if you were trying to strangle your mortal enemy. I know I say that a lot, and I mean it, right? It's very important that your grip is extremely tight here. That's how big bench presses get bigger. So the next thing I want to see is also in your setup. I want these hooks dropped down about another, I don't know if you've already dropped them down one, I want them dropped down again. And what I would like is for you to set up better or doing a better job of keeping your shoulders afraid of your ears, okay? So what you're going to see here is I see that your shoulder blades, I can see just from this angle that the fact that the armpit is not tight to you, that means that your shoulder blades are way protracted, which means they're not together, right? They're very far apart. Your shoulder blades or your scapulae need to be very close together, right, in the bench press. And then they also need to be down, sort of trying to bring your shoulder blades down to your butt. So what needs to happen in the setup is before you even grab the bar, you can either grab onto the uprights here, however you like to do it. You can grab onto the bench and sort of push your shoulder blades together, but you need to set that arrangement up so that the shoulder blades are together and down before you even touch the bar. Then you grab the bar, you take a nice tight grip, and you're good to go, right? Use your elbows to unrack. All this is going to be, I mean, this is pretty good, don't get me wrong, for what you're doing. But all the shakiness here, all the unsteadiness, the difficulty, that's all caused because of the shoulder blades. The bench press is really one of these things where if the shoulder blades aren't right, nothing else is right. Nothing else can be right. Let's see these deadlifts. And I would say that's the best job I've seen you do of getting your back set. That does not mean there's not still room for improvement. That's actually even better. But yeah, that's definitely the best job I've ever seen you do. Let's go back to this first rep real quick. See that weight shift right there? Kind of shift back onto your heels and all that. Looked like to me that you were a little bit... Let's check that out one more time. Do code toes first. Nah, not really. Yeah, looked like to me that we just didn't get our nipples high enough at the beginning. See how the nipples are kind of inside the arms? I want you to try as hard as you possibly can. I know we've got a little bit of a kyphosis here, but I want you to keep on working on getting these nipples out of your arms. Try to let them escape through your arm window right here. And the more you can do that, the better these will feel. Keep on working on that tension. You know, it's not uncommon for some people more than others to have trouble with this back stuff, with just getting the back tight. Just think the more uncomfortable, the more you feel like you're digging into a pressure cooker or you're getting put into a pressure cooker, the better. And the more uncomfortable you can bear at that bottom position before you push, the more you should do that, right? So if you feel like you can stay down there and just get a little bit more tight in your back and pick up a little bit more weight from the bar before you actually start the ascent, you should do that. You should always get as much as you can in there before you push, okay? Back was pretty good though. That is all really good. Great workout. You'll hear from me soon, all right? Oh, one more thing about the programming. Glad before I forget. This back is looking better and better each time. I'm going to do a 10% deload on the deadlift just to give your back a fighting chance with these because they are rather heavy. And we're going to run that up real quick. It will not be for long, but I think that will help us get this back issue fixed once and for all, okay? Thanks so much, and you will hear from me soon.